Hi, I'm Bulbul from Healing Health and Happiness, and today I have with me Dr. Sandra Taylor, yoga teacher and founder of BU Yoga. Hi, Sandra, and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, and hello.
Thanks for joining us today. And you've been a yoga teacher for about 2 decades. Is that right?
I've been practicing yoga for 2 decades, but I've been teaching only for the last maybe 7 years.
For about 7 years. Okay. And you were an engineer prior to that. And you were working in the field of engineering.
Yes, so while I was practicing engineering, I was practicing my yoga, but then I changed career and then I started teaching yoga.
So what prompted you to change careers from your engineering into becoming a yoga teacher?
This is very funny because, I was holding in my heart. So I think yoga has been always in my heart. But I grew up in South America, and it's not like here. Here people have the opportunity to choose their dreams, and they are going to earn the life from that. It's not a problem. But in countries like my country in South America, you need to have a real career. You have to be a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. All the rest you're going to starve yourself. Yeah. So, your parents sacrifice themselves to give you education, to send you to uni, and you need to study something that is serious, Yes. So I couldn't say I'm going to be a yoga teacher from the beginning because that was not on the table. So I have to study something serious, something that my parents thought will give me better future. But anyway, I end up being an engineer, I love it, I enjoy it, but I think my heart was always in the field of exploring myself.
Right. So what age were you when you discovered yoga?
I've been practicing yoga. When I was, I think, 8 years old, I have a cousin that she has this little book, this little book that yoga poses. And she was showing me the sun salutations and things like that. And I love it. I just used to practice my little books, but I didn't know at that time that yoga was more than just the poses.
Yeah.
And then when I finished my career, the studies, the engineering studies, I was working for the Ministry of Interior Affairs in Colombia. And I was feeling like, I was young, I was only 23. I was working in the Ministry of Interior Affairs. I was teaching at uni to the new engineers. So, my life was like a tick, 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 tick. Everything was beautiful. But I was feeling empty, like, this is it?
Yes.
This is life, this?
Yeah.
So I was talking to one of the mature ladies at work, and I said, I feel, people can see me and say she is success, the image of successful, young, beautiful, doing everything, achieving, but I was feeling really empty. So she said, maybe you need to do an insight. And inside was some sort of seminars about personal development.
Okay.
So I was studying a master's degree at that time in engineering, construction management. And then I have a gap at uni. And in that gap was this weekend seminar about inside, looking inside.
Okay.
So I did that. Oh my gosh, that's opened everything for me. I was so excited. It was a series of 4 seminars. So the first one, the last one was 40 days overseas, meditating every day for 40 days.
But where did you go to do your meditation overseas?
Then I went to Chile at that time and did my 40 days meditation in the morning. It was very practical at the same time because we were learning about personal challenges, you know? So we have a quest, I remember we have a quest and every person has to check their own fears.
Yes, yes.
I remember that you have, I think, 24 hours to accomplish your quest.
Yeah.
And I went and I was staying with the nuns because I studied with nuns. And then I contacted the nuns in Chile and I stayed with them. And they let me stay in a little house next to the nun's house that have orphans girls.
Oh.
And so my quest was, I'm going to buy toys for those orphans. I'm going to jump from a plane, parachuting, sort of thing, and I'm going to bring all those toys and I'm going to tell them that Virgin Mary brought for them those toys. So the little girl,
you jumped out of a plane to give them toys.
yes, that was my quest. Crazy. I was young. I was only 23, 24, you know, crazy young.
Yeah.
So in 24 hours, I have to do all of that in a country that I didn't know anything. So I couldn't speak the language in Chile, but I didn't, that was a new city for me. So I went out and I met this guy that helped me to buy the toys. And then I need to find where to find a plane to jump. And you know, it was crazy and everything happened. And I learned the power of intention, you know? You have 24 hours to do something crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can do it.
So was that part of your insight, part of the 40 days of meditation, that you had to put your intention onto something and then achieve it? Or is that something that just came up for you?
It was something that was in the program. You have 24 hours. You know, we used to meditate in the morning.
Yes.
And
yes.
in the afternoon, we have different guest speakers that came and trained us in different aspects, you know.
Yeah.
We were also about leadership, about speech. And this particular one was about conquer your fear. So, you know, get out of your comfort zone, you know. But everyone have to write down what was fearful for them, you know. For me was the heights, you know, throwing myself from a plane, but I didn't know that that was going to be my quest. So you just tell them what is your fear. You know, for someone else could be spiders.
Yes. Yes.
They put them in a cage full of spiders, you know, something like that. Yes. So your quest, each person have the quest according to their own fears or their own limitations or their own things that they think, oh my God, I cannot do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So mine was the heights, but also I have a little bit of problem at that time with abundance, you know. I couldn't spend all my money for toys for the kids. I have to keep the money to survive in a country that I don't know, you know. So it was also the broken of abundance. So, you know, money and time, we normally don't do the things that we want in life because we blame money or time. You know, I don't have time, I don't have money, I cannot do the things that I want in life because I don't have one of those two.
Agreed.
And those two are an illusion and something that we excuse ourselves. So this exercise taught me that that's an excuse. I can do in 24 hours crazy things that I never thought I could do in time.
Yes.
And I can do things with money. And you know that this guy that I met from nowhere showed me the cheapest place to find toys in that town, you know?
Yes.
So it's like miracles start happening.
And did you so when you did your, you did your insight, and did you continue on with your masters after that and continue in engineering?
Ah,
Or was
yes,
that when you decided?
I finished. Yeah, I finished my master, and this is the very curious thing because life start getting you into turmoils, you know. So I was saying, okay, my life is not fulfilled. I don't feel, you know, I want this change. So in Colombia, when the political party finished,
Okay,
all the people from that party out, and the new party brings their own people.
I
So we
see.
have change of the president, the government changed parties.
Yes.
So I was out, and the new party brings their own people. So I lost my job.
Right, right.
I lost my job at the university too.
Okay.
So everything collapses on me.
Yes, yes.
So here I am asking for a change. But when the change happens, you are like, no,
Yes.
you want change. That's the I think is the human nature.
Yes.
We don't want to be where we are, but we don't want to get out of that comfort zone. You know, we want the change. We want that change that we don't even feel the change, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. Yep.
But if we really need a change, things need to collapse, and then you get out of, you know, like the phoenix from the ashes sort of thing.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you need to reinvent yourself. Anyway, I was unemployed for a year.
Wow.
I was doing tapestry at home. At that time, Colombia, you know, we have narco traffic, all these paramilitary. We have 22% unemployment rate. It was crazy.
Very
So
difficult.
after a year doing tapestry at home and putting my resume everywhere and not successful to find a job,
Yeah.
because at that time, to find a job, you have to go to the country as an engineer. But the guerrillas were kidnapping engineers.
Oh,
So mom and dad
interesting.
said, you're not taking the jobs
Yeah.
because they used to ask the big companies to pay for the people. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I was sitting at home for a year, and then I thought, oh, I have to leave the country. I cannot, you know. So then I decided to come to Australia, and a new life changed. My English was not the best. I have to sort of start from the scratch, and slowly assess my qualifications here in Australia, and little by little.
Well, so you then worked as an engineer in Australia. So what was the catalyst for you to change from engineering to yoga?
Okay, so I finally got my permanent visa. I work as an engineer in Canberra, and then I moved to Wollongong to do a research at Wollongong Uni. But when I was here in Wollongong, I found my my husband today, and so in those travels to Canberra, Wollongong, he got tired and he said, let's get married. Too much traveling. So I got married. I found a job here in Wollongong in a little family engineering company. Just 3 engineers in the company. It was not a big company. And I was there for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got redundant. And then is when thing happens, because when I was doing my doctorate of spiritual science, and when I started, and I one of the girls that I was doing the doctorate of spiritual science, I heard that she was talking to someone, and she was saying, oh, I don't practice yoga anymore by myself because I'm teaching teachers. And I thought, oh, I want to become a yoga teacher, but not really to teach, but for me. because I was working in engineering. But
Yes.
I wanted to study more about yoga for my own personal development.
And yes.
So I said to her, I want to study. I want to become a yoga teacher, not for because I want to teach, because I want to learn more about yoga and everything. And she said, I'm going to take you. I just retired. She was in her 70s. So she said, I'm not much into it, but I take you. So she took me like one-on-one. It was fantastic. She was in her 70s and she said to me, I've been doing yoga for 45 years. And she said, the last cold I have was 45 years ago. She said, when you start doing this, your body gets so healthy that I don't have even a cold, not even a headache, she said to me. And I thought, oh, this is fantastic. And she looks beautiful, 70, but she looks like 50,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought, oh, this is a catch for me. Anyway, she took me, and when I got redundant from engineering, I was not even thinking yet about teaching yoga. And then one day I have a beautiful garden in the house.
Yeah.
And my husband was to build his garage. And his garage, when I was weeding in that part of the garden that he was planning to put his garage, we have the view of the mountain. And I always stretching myself after weeding, looking, saying, how beautiful is this view? And then when my husband said, I'm going to build the garage there, I thought, oh, give me that garage. That's going to be my yoga studio. One of my friends, I said to her, I'm studying yoga for myself.
Yeah.
And her daughter said to me, oh, Sandra, if you do yoga, I go and do it with you. And the mom said, yes, the scent of your garden, that will be perfect. And I thought, wait a minute, they're giving me some feedback here. So then I thought, okay, let's do. So it's a small studio, just 8 people maximum, and the view. So I start teaching yoga. So that's, again.
Okay. And then that just turned into your career.
Yeah, that turned into my career, and
Yeah.
turned into what I really, and when we bought the house, a lot before I was in engineering, when we bought the house, now I'm thinking about, I think we bought that house for this, for the yoga studio, but you don't know the things at that time,
It's all
So
kind of fallen into place. Yeah.
yes, when you look back, you see how life is being embroidering things,
Yeah.
And again, when I lost my engineering job, kicking and stabbing, crying, why this happened to me? This is terrible. Only kicking and fighting.
But
And
there was something better for you on the other side. That's right.
yes,
And
yes,
and now
and it's always like that.
and how do you feel like now that you've been teaching yoga and this is such a big part of your life? How has yoga impacted your life? What do you think the greatest benefits it has given you?
Um, to know my body, to get to know my body. And when you get to know something, you are able to love it more. When you start going out with a guy, they get together, they team each other, they go and see, they get to know each other, is what makes you fall in love.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I say to people, come to yoga to date yourself. You come in here to date yourself.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and stretch one arm, how you feel, and stretch the other one, feels different. So you start learning how your body feels, how you feel in your body, your emotions, your mind, what is doing, I have a pain here, what did I do? So all those things, you spend time with yourself.
Yes.
When you spend time with yourself, you start to get to know yourself, you start to love yourself.
Yes.
So I think yoga to me is about loving yourself and spend that time that quality time to get to know the most beautiful thing in life, that is yourself.
And do you feel, since practicing yoga, that you love yourself more? You've learned to love yourself more? Because we all struggle with that, don't we? With loving ourselves and giving ourselves self-compassion. Do you find in your own journey that practicing yoga has helped you? That can you see your before and after?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to give you an example of looking, you know, when you are doing yoga, you start looking more in.
Yes. Yes.
Normally very distracted looking out.
Yes.
So I always struggle, like every normal girl, or especially Latin American Colombian girls, are always focused on the beauty, you know, my nails, my everything. I'm getting a little bit fat, you know. So I was always looking at magazines, you know, how Claudia Schiffer or these big models eat. And you know, ridiculous, because their body is not mine.
Yeah.
And so I start learning that it's not about books telling you what is the best diet, or what is the best way of doing, or what is the best cream, the best way to look after yourself, care for yourself. The answer is in there. You need to listen to your body. Your body will tell you how much water you need to drink. Know what the magazine said.
Yeah.
Know what anyone else said. You know what your body needs. So we need to start in the present and say, okay, what do you want? I want more oranges today. You know, don't give me the McDonald's. Jack, taste horrible. But the mind said, but it's convenient. I don't want to cook today. Let's get it, you know? But the body is saying, really, I prefer some greens and fruit.
Yes.
But yoga is going, gave me that distinction, you know? Is this my mind trying to be convenient, or this is what really my body needs and want?
So it's helped you get in touch with really what you need.
Yes,
Yes.
and to find different aspects of myself.
Okay.
So
Okay.
being yoga, the art of knowing yourself.
Okay.
And being yoga is about being you.
Yes.
It's about, don't worry about the perfect pose. This is not about the perfect yoga pose, you know, that you put the perfect. It's more about how you feel when you are stretching, how you feel in the process. You want to explore more about the magnificence that is really inside of you. You want to get in contact with that divine part of you. So then start getting in touch with your body, getting in touch with your emotions, your mind, your spirit, and stretch. Use it to your body, your subtle body, that is all your energy. You know, when you start feeling your energy flowing through your body, is something that in the past people thought was a wishy-washy crazy things that doesn't exist. But actually you can feel it. You can feel the energy when you finish, when you breathe and you get in quiet and stillness. You can feel that energy flowing through your body. You can feel the power of that. You can feel how powerful you are. We are very powerful creators. The problem is that we tend to create a lot of negativity. But when we use the same power to create positive
Yes.
and magnificent, and we create our pains, we
Yes.
create all of that.
Yes.
We can blame everyone and play the victim.
Yes.
We
Yes.
can blame God as a big source, but the big source is in there and is the one that is creating. But we don't take responsibility, so we better blame God or something bigger or someone there. But it's all about us.
It's
And
about
when you
knowing ourselves and taking responsibility and creating our own lives. And for people right now, with the pandemic and the uncertainty and anxiety that people are feeling and the overwhelm during this time, how can yoga help people in this time to feel, to manage whatever is going on in a better way?
Okay, so my experience, I give you some examples in my life when things collapse, is always for better. So
Yeah.
this pandemic is a sort of collapse for a lot of people. Business is sort of, for a lot of people, it's like something collapse.
Yeah.
Having your heart that is going to be for better. And maybe all your dreams that you always dream of, but you were not courage, courageous enough to change your life into those dreams because time and money. This pandemic is actually helping you to go for those dreams. It's like a force that is forcing you to get out of the comfort zone. So
Yeah.
it's actually exciting time, because we have to reinvent ourselves. And the most dark we cannot see the things, when the sun comes out again, it's going to be so bright.
Yes.
But yoga is going to settle you in that process. You know what I was telling you? Enjoy the sadness. Just nurture yourself, pumping yourself. Enjoy that period until it comes out of the cycle, the normal cycle. So here, enjoy the pandemic. Enjoy this time that you have to be quiet, not much focusing out there because you don't have all your friends to talk about everything out there. You have more time to get inside. Who who is this? Who I am?
Yes.
That's very scary for a lot of people because we think, especially for our religious background, that we are sinners, that we are not good. That's not true. So we have sometimes that scary things to look inside because we always heard that we are sinners, that we are no good, that is shadow, that is evil in us. So when you have the courage to look inside, you see that it's not that bad. I'm just a human being. Human beings do crazy things sometimes. Human beings do stuff that maybe can judge as no good or bad or wrong. But we're human beings. And we have to love that humanness in us. And part of that is that we have divinity in us too. So we have both. So enjoy it. Enjoy that. Enjoy your shadows.
Can you give a couple of tips from yoga on, how you can sort of feel a bit calmer, how you can sort of know yourself a bit better? Like, can you recommend like a breathing exercise or a posture exercise or a meditation that people can do?
Okay, I think let's do something very quickly here. I
Mhm.
think the best thing that you can do is just breathe in and out and try to relax your shoulders, relax your neck, and just feel the air around your face and see if you can distinguish the air that is coming into your nostrils, maybe a little bit fresh, and then out of your nostrils, a little bit warmer after being inside your body. And if you want to be more subtle, let's have a look if you are breathing through both nostrils, or only one, or only the right, or only the left. And if you can be even more subtle, you can feel the patterns of the air coming into your nostrils, coming into waves, or circles, or spirals, and how that air is going out. Just be aware that it's not just air or oxygen that is going in or out, but life force. That life force, that's God, or if you call a God, or nature, or cosmos, or cosmic energy, whatever name you have for it. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Some people call it prana. Some people call it different names, the key, the ka, the Japanese, the Chinese call it the chi energy. So this is the same energy that gives you vitality, that gives you life, that energy that gets into your cells. And imagine all your happy cells feeling with that light, that energy. And all your little cells also breathing out the toxins, releasing all the stuff that doesn't serve anymore. In and out. And slowly focus on your heart. In the middle of your chest, open your heart, expand your chest. Open your heart and let all the loving and nurturing from the universe get into your heart through your breath. And out any doubts, any judgments of yourself. Just let them go. Anything that pop out in your mind telling you that you are not good enough, just tell yourself that's what the best I could do with what I knew at that time. Maybe I know better now, but at that time I didn't know better. So I forgive myself for anything that I judge myself that I didn't do the best, for all my inadequacies, for all the stuff that I feel shame about. Just understand that it's just being human. It's part of being in this physical world, learning. So anything, just keep forgiving yourself. And forgiveness doesn't mean that you are agree with what was wrong or what was not good according to you, your own standards of good and bad. But it's just to release that charge. Because a lot of people don't want to forgive because they said, oh no, I don't want to agree with that. It's not an agreement, it's just a releasing. You don't have to agree when you forgive. You just have to release, let it go. Even you disagree, you just let it go. And you can let it go with your breath out. So breathe in and out, and in your breath out, let it go. And when you have enough of forgiveness and let it go, you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. And feel your heart. And tell yourself how much you love yourself. And if you think you don't love yourself enough, just think of the highest source of love that you can think of. For some can be God or universe or spiritual heart or divine heart, whatever name is for you. That thing that is capable of loving all, very big. So that loves you very deeply. And is teaching you how to love yourself. in and out. And you can stay in that state of calmness and stillness as long as you want. You can start moving your fingers and toes. You just stretch and feel yourself back in your beautiful body.
Thank you, Sandra. That was really great. That was
Good.
great. Yeah.
So I hope people, anyone can do something like that. Just
Yeah.
stop, breathe. The
Yeah.
breath connect you in the present. When you are present, everything is there for you.
Lovely. Thank you so much for your time today and for sharing your lovely story, very interesting story, and for your tips, your meditation tips as well. So, really good to talk to you and have a really great weekend.